Hello everyone, X-Walk Hill Bet the Light here. And you guys recall at the district convention when we used to have food, right? When quote unquote what Jehovah's Witnesses like to call the organization, as in like the greatest organization, used to provide hoagie sandwiches, bean burritos, I think a juice package, and a Danish. They may have had other things. You can comment down below if you can remember what they used to have. But Watchtower stopped providing those things. And the reason why I believe Watchtower stopped providing those things is coming from me seeing little tickets with prices on them. I saw it on Pinterest. There were tickets where a person was going to get a pudding or this or that, and there's a little price. And Watchtower stopped this because they couldn't make money off of it. I mean, they were going to just hit people in the wallet when they came in for the district assembly about, oh, we have a deficit, we need money, we need money, we need money. And then they were going to have people paying for food and whatnot at the assembly. And of course, back at the time when they were selling all the food at the assembly, that's probably back when the literature actually had a price connected to it. Matter of fact, Jason Zelda did a YouTube video, and he went in on Watchtower selling magazines and having little kids out on the corner selling those magazines. Hey, you guys don't have no birthday parties, you guys don't have no after school activities, hey, you guys don't celebrate no holidays. All we want you guys to do is sell those magazines. So everything made more sense back when Watchtower was able to sell directly sell to people. It made perfect sense why you couldn't celebrate anything or do anything after school, because that takes up time that you could be using selling literature. Well, after watching Jason Zelda's video, I saw that Watchtower, at threat of lawsuit, had to stop selling different things because they're supposed to be non-profit. So how are you going to be non-profit and you're out selling magazines and books, and you go to a convention and you're asking for money and you're selling pudding? Yeah, that's another thing they had: pudding, chocolate pudding, and hoagies and danishes and whatnot. You guys let me know, some people that have been around longer than I have, if they were selling the food at the assembly, and if so, how much was each item back at that time. But basically, Watchtower, because a popular TV evangelist got sued for making money and selling things, well, Watchtower was forced at that time to stop selling literature. And once they could not sell literature and make money off people that way, they just decided, hey, we'll just do donations. Now, I'm sure that's what they did with the food. You guys look into it for me and comment down below so that I can get more information on this. I'm sure that's what they did with the food. I remember them having the food at the assembly because I was in the van. We had our Bible study, or my stepdad had his Bible study in the van. We were in the van, and I had a bean burrito in my hand from the assembly, and I was saving it, and I was getting ready to eat it on the way back. And my stepdad's Bible study was making a huge freaking deal because he wanted my bean burrito. And as a young kid, I didn't really feel sorry for him because he was an adult and he could have got his own burrito. And he sat there. I'm all the way in the back. He's like in the middle. We were in a freaking Astro van or something like that. This guy stared at me because I guess he thought staring at me would make me feel bad and give him that bean burrito. And I ate it right in front of him. And I think what they did, I'm about to get me a bean burrito if they still got them. My goodness. Good God. How bad can you freaking... If there was a button I could push. This person was just sitting. I mean, in Texas, oh my God, the drivers are bad. Drivers are worse in Texas than they are back in Ohio. In any major big city, the drivers are way worse here.
Good morning, seniors. KSC and Taco Bell. How may I help you?
You guys still have the bean burritos?
Yes, sir.
Let me have 4 of the bean burritos, and let me have the mild sauce with that.
4 bean burritos with mild sauce?
Yes, please.
All right, what else can I get for you?
That'd be it.
688 minutes total. Thank you.
Yeah, all this thinking and talking about bean burritos has made me want to go and get a bean burrito. So the whole concept that Watchtower calls itself the organization, and they could not even sustain providing food for their own members. Their members would spend the whole year knocking on doors, spending all kinds of money for gas, driving all over the place. Their own members were filling Watchtower's pockets with money. But what did Watchtower do? What could Watchtower do? Because when you talk about the organization, you're primarily talking about Watchtower, not just individual rank and file. Well, the rank and file can go knocking on doors in the snow all day, but the organization itself couldn't even continue to provide bean burritos. They couldn't even provide bean burrito. They couldn't even continue on to provide. The drinks we had were Shasta. Shasta could not have been that expensive. There's no way Shasta was that expensive. But Watchtower, the organization, could not even continue to provide the Shasta bean burrito, cheese Danish, hoagie for people to eat. And they're expecting people to sit through like a 4-hour assembly or convention or whatever they want to call it and call off work. I mean, people who were calling off work and making all kinds of arrangements to be able to attend, the least thing they could have done was make sure they didn't have to worry about food. Make sure at least they wouldn't have to worry about food. But Watchtower could not even do that. There's a church back in Dayton where I'm from, and for as long as I can remember, they have provided food. They provided meals. I mean, as long as I can remember, there's been a sign outside and people can rely, if they didn't have nothing to eat, this church would help them out.
Hey, did today 14 burritos?
Uh-huh.
Okay, total is $6.88. I think it's Saturday 20.
I was just looking for my phone here.
13 and 12 out of 20.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. Hope you enjoy the sweet day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great Scott, that bag was heavy. That bag was heavy. So here we have churches that, I mean, for as long as I can remember, people could rely on to provide basic meals. And Watchtower was selling literature. They, back in the day, they were asking for all kinds of money at the assemblies. They're getting money from people at the assemblies. And they can't even provide basic bean burrito, juice. This ain't no dinner like these churches are putting together. It's a cold hoagie. Why do people call it the organization? Why would anybody say something like that? Call it the organization, the Watchtower organization, when they can't even provide the basics? It is unreal. It is unreal. So yeah, definitely, you guys look into it. Watchtower, the whole setup. The whole setup was to sell magazines, sell literature, make money. It was just all about that money. Selling chocolate pudding at conventions, selling hoagies and whatnot. They were selling the food. They were asking for donations on top of that. And then once this TV evangelist that Jason Zelda talks about got sued, well, then Watchtower had to stop selling everything. And then that's when things just started getting discontinued. Well, we ain't gonna feed y'all then. Watchtower's like, if we can't sell this stuff to you, we ain't gonna feed y'all. How can a Jehovah's Witness, their belief, their thought process is that God is not watching over these churches that are having meals for people and having charities and doing things for the public, building hospitals. God is not watching over any of them, yet look at what they're able to do. And God is only focused on Jehovah's Witnesses and Watchtower, and that's it. And they can't even make a bean burrito. They can't even make me a bean burrito at a convention. Talking about bean burritos, let's eat one of these. Let's try one of these out. Explain that to me. Comment down below and explain that to me. I'm sure there's somebody there that's a Jehovah's Witness. They like to try to defend BS. So let's hear how all these other churches are able to provide meals and food and different things of that sort. And yet Watchtower, they can't even provide a bean burrito. This bad boy is hot. Let's put some sauce on this bad boy. Takes me back to the day this bean burrito better than the one they had at the Assemblies. Explain to me why Jehovah can't provide bean burrito in Danish. Give me a good explanation for that. Only explanation is it's about Watchtower making money. You don't see governing body out in the snow knocking on doors. You don't see them doing none of that stuff that they expect the rank and file to do. If they ain't making money off of it, they ain't into it. So that's why people started having to worry about skipping work to go to their conventions and having to worry about providing food for themselves and their whole family, including the people that weren't all that well off, had to figure out how they were going to feed their family. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.